Okay, this video is a little bit embarrassing. And let me tell you why. It's because when I began making art, which was about, I don't know, 11 years ago, I guess to be exact, would watch these online art videos, artists that I really like what they're doing. And then I would buy all the supplies that they were using and use them for a little while and then obviously put them in a drawer. I've been doing this series of videos of use what you have, kind of trying to pull out old art supplies that I have not used in a while to decide, do I keep them? Do I get rid of them? What do I do? And here's what I found today is like, I have this beautiful set of pan pastels. I cannot tell you, they were tucked in this cute little tin on a shelf. I cannot tell you the last time I used them. I cannot tell you, they have barely been used. They are beautiful. The pigment is beautiful. What can I say? I would just highly recommend that whatever you have at your house, whatever you're using it for now, I would just continue to use. If you are dying to get a new art supply, then I would just buy a little bit limited, wait till it's on sale, have a coupon. I don't know. It's like, because do not wind up like me. I am not a good example of, like getting art supplies and then just putting them in a drawer or tucking them away on a shelf. Like that is not a good use of your money or of your time or whatever, So anyway, the good thing is my pan pastels will not go bad. They're pastel, soft pastel. They're beautiful. I will be able to find a new home for them. But I just want to tell you, and hopefully this is a no judgment zone, place, but just to be very discerning, I guess, unlike myself, when you're looking into getting new art supplies, because for most of us, we're gonna eventually evolve into what we're using over and over again. And for me, the pastels that I'm using are in stick form. They are not in the pan form, although those are beautiful because I use things in fairly non-traditional ways. I'm not going to meticulously get on with the little pan pastels, and anyway. So that's full disclosure. I just wanted you to know that going into this, it's a pretty short video. I'm just showing you the beautiful pan pastels that I have, and the sadness of having them on a shelf unused for a lot of years. So anyway, without further ado, here's today's video. All right, here's my box of pan pastels. I love using these old vintage tins that I found as I've been going through things. So, wow. There is quite an array. These don't even have lids on them. I'm not really sure why. But what I was thinking is, wow. Yeah, see, I guess I must have got these little containers. Whoa, that's really bright. These containers that kind of screw together, or maybe that one has a lid. Anyway, I just kind of want to show you, what happens when you put something in a container and then close the lid and then tuck it away on a shelf. Next thing you know, you have not used pan pastels in a while. Now it looks like some of these colors have been used, and I will say, pan pastels last a long time and they're quite vibrant. Anyway, I'm just showing you this. So then what I think we'll do is, wow. I think I'm just going to swatch the colors because it's been so long since I've used these. I think it's going to be a little too fussy for me with these tools. I like the stick form of pastel better, but let's just swatch these and let's just see what happens. Okay, I'll get a journal out and we'll get started. All right, I'm going to start by using a journal that lays flat. I think I mentioned in a prior video that I'm drawn to the flat lay versus the spiral bound, even though I have for years, 10 years, only used the spiral bound. I'm trying to transition over, but so I've bought all kinds of ones. This is a little bit cheaper one, and can't even speak, Art Alternative, and I think I just got it at Michael's, and it's a soft cover I don't know what the weight of the paper is. But anyway, for these purposes, we're just going to use this. I'm just going to, make a little block of color. We're just going to color swatch it. I don't know where it's going to lead from there. What I am going to say is these pan pastels, they come with special tools. They're called soft, and they come with these special, sponges that you can use. This is kind of, like a paintbrush, I guess. And you can change out these ends. These have been, obviously, I've used the pan pastels. They come, there's a whole assortment that it looks like that I have for using these. So I think you could maybe use a makeup sponge. I think a makeup sponge might be a little too soft, but because these are pretty firm. But whatever, you could even use your hands. Obviously, I'm going to use these sponges for today and set this little gizmo aside. And like I said, I'm not any type or even remotely an expert at how to use pan pastels. Obviously, I had used them a little bit in the past and then put them away in a box and never used them again. And I have, always kept the stick pan pastels, soft pastels, really close at hand. So I can already see some of the colors. I'd be hard pressed to use like some of these brighter, like that bright purple. Yeah, so this one, but let's just swatch them all and let's just have some fun today. And then we'll just see where it goes. So I'm just it's pretty easy to rub out. And I know from past that the pigment is very nice and they're pretty easy to use for the most part. I feel like soft pastels though, I don't know, I just love those. But this would be something where maybe you don't want to get oh goodness, I'm going to get this all over, which I guess is fine, which I think you're not supposed to blow that, which is of course what I'm doing. And I'm just going to rub, just keep working. I mean, I think, if they mix a little bit, that doesn't matter, but wow, you can see how beautiful the colors are. And how rich that is just putting it down. It's very nice. And I will say pastels in general are pretty messy. So this could be a really great way. I know I did some because I didn't go to art school. I'm not hung up on a lot of the right and wrong ways to do things. And so I did some very large portraits using pastels, which I don't think in general most people would do. In fact, they put pastels under glass, and I have them on, very large canvases, and really nice color. Just stuff that you wouldn't, if you were a pastel artist, you'd be like so horrified at how I treat my pastels. But okay, I'm gonna get rid of some of that because as we're sampling them, the colors are really pretty. Even this red, which I would have thought, no way, and which I just spilt all over there. Yeah, it's pretty. And I guess I'm not going to worry about it. It's fine. So I'm just going to try to show you what I'm doing here, just kind of rubbing into it. If other colors get mixed in, I guess it doesn't matter, right? So this is a really bright green, but it is, it is pretty. They're all kind of lovely colors. All right. But, it does, you can see, it goes on super nice, obviously really easy, but it does, you're going to get a lot of dust and a lot of, not dust, but like pieces. So that's the other thing, like with a soft pastel, I feel like you can control that a little bit more and, kind of rub it in. But, I don't know. Like I said, I am not a pastel expert. And the way I use pastels is, you can see some of my colors are blending on here. And I actually think that's fine because I don't mind. Because we're just kind of seeing what the colors look like in general. Like that one had some red dust there. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, let's come up here. But again, and I think that's why you have some of those little tools, because it's like, oh, that's kind of sweet. You can use that little tool to get little marks and, do things like that. I just think I don't know. I kind of knew as soon as I soon as I opened the package, that's not getting as vibrant because I got more colors on there, but it does, these are mixing really nicely, and they feel really good. It's not like it, you know, has a bad feel to it, or it isn't going on really smooth. It's just, it is kind of messy, which all pastels are. And I don't know, I just feel like the sticks might be easier. You know, these colors are getting mixed a little bit. So what you're seeing isn't maybe strictly the color. And I'm not even telling you what the colors are. So I guess it doesn't really matter. We're just kind of looking at it to see what we think. So yeah, I mean, the pigment is amazing, you know, I will say you can get really great colors from this, but I will also say, I think you can get really great colors from a soft pastel stick form too. If you get, you know, nicer ones. And I think these pan pastels they're not cheap. Of course, obviously I bought mine a long time ago. I can barely remember when I had them or when I used them last. So I've been using the stick pastels for so long, but these are very, very nice. That looks like a similar color. I think it's different. This one says Payne's Gray Extra Dark, and this one says Payne's Gray Extra Dark. So yeah, that is the same. So let's grab a different one. And I did realize I have some of I'll just put this right over the top of it. This is Raw Umber Extra Dark, because I think that might be regular raw umber. So it is nice. You can blend them and put them right over the top, and it seems like that goes on nicely. I think this is carbon black or some form of black. So it's a final one. I'm trying not to blow on this, which I know is not a good idea to get those dust particles. But I kind of just wanted to show you what I had. Another art supply that I've bought and then have not used. So anyway, I think I probably am not going to keep these. I don't see myself using them. They're beautiful colors. So, you know, certainly if you are a pan pastel lover, you know, I can see why, because the colors are lovely. And the pigment is very rich. But for me, I'm a little more hands-on, and not that I couldn't take my finger. Let's just do that, for example, with this orange and rub that on. I could. It's just not the same as a stick or as easy as a stick form. So anyway, I guess another reason to be cautious before you buy a ton of art supplies, like for example, you know, for example, pan pastels, you know, maybe try one or two or a handful or one small kit and make sure you're going to use it before you invest in a large set. And obviously I have some issues here. So anyway, just wanted to kind of show you what I had. And again, if you have them, use them up. And I wish I had the desire to use these, but I can tell that I probably would put the lids on and not use them again. So I'm going to find a way to repurpose these, or to give them to someone, or, you know, find another outlet for them. And anyway, so again, I had thought maybe I'd do a project, but I can see that it's not going to happen today. So anyway, again, don't buy an art supply unless you think you're going to really use it. And if you do, just start small so you're not wasting, you know, at least these aren't going to go bad. That's the one benefit. These could sit for a really long time and they're not going to go bad. So anyway, use what you have. Don't go buy a bunch of stuff. And if you have it, do try to use it. All right.